love sticks and stuff. One of the chain.
Because like when you're playing a racing game, and you can see out of the windshield, or you can like zoom out and see the whole car.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, that's what I like, dude. Seeing the whole car.
Yep.
The whole person. Yep.
Me too. In general. Me too. In general.
It was like you could peek around walls and stuff. It was the shit, dude.
Okay, it was first person mostly. Why did I think it was? I thought there was a third person view in this game. I guess not.
But they still have that golden gun.
Oh, yes, they do. Yes, they do. I mean, I think with Nintendo shit, I think you play GoldenEye online now if you really want to be fancy.
But I'm not gonna lie, probably my favorite game was Halo 2.
Halo? I played some. I wasn't a super Halo guy. I played it some in college.
Dude, I was so good at Halo 2, man.
Which one was Halo 2?
What do you mean?
I can't remember. Because they all have different maps. Hold on. I kind of look at... okay, I remember this beach. Alright. Yeah, this is what I played. This is probably like 06, 07 then, maybe. Hard to guess. This game.
I think it came out the same time, like 2004.
It is, yep, 04. Then I started playing in like 06, 07 then. Yeah, I don't know. Hold on. Highest selling games all time. Dude, Minecraft.
Can you hear me?
Now I can.
Sorry, this internet fucking sucks, dude.
That's alright. Dude, how many Minecraft sales do you think there are in the world right now?
What do you mean sales?
How many sold copies of Minecraft do you think there are right now?
Too many.
It is too many. 350 million.
Jesus.
It crushed Grand Theft Auto 5 at 210 million. As the highest selling game of all time history. Crazy. I don't know, see, almost can't believe that shit.
How many copies?
350 million.
That's insane, dude. Isn't it a free game, though?
No, it's not. It can be, I think. Like, I think it comes out, like, they give it away free once in a while, but not all the time. Like, I had to buy it for my kid, at least on one of his consoles. One, he got it for free. One, he got to pay for it. So. And then Wii Sports has 83 million, which it came with the game, so that makes sense. Have you ever heard of this Ark Survival Evolved game? What is this game? Action adventure survival game. It's basically it's like zombies over and over again. Basically, it's like zombies. 80 million games or 79 million. It's the fourth highest.
These have to be free games, dude.
No. Wii Sports came with the Wii, so that makes sense. Grand Theft Auto 5 wasn't free. Mario Kart 8's not free. Red Dead Redemption 2 is not free. The original Oregon Trail, there was 65 million sold.
That was a good game.
It was a good game. Super Mario.
Oh, do you remember some fucking Age of Empires, dude?
Yep, that was a dope ass game. Black Ops 3 is the highest selling Call of Duty game at 43 million.
Wow, that's a lot.
That is a lot. The first Modern Warfare sold 41 million, so it was pretty close to beating it. Wasn't too far off.
The Modern Warfare's just got too, how do I say it, futuristic for me, dude.
True. That's when I stopped playing, when it started like flying and shit. Basically became a, what's that game? Fucking like Team Fortress 2 kind of
Like
game.
Fortress 2 kind of. No, not Team Fortress 2. You can't do that stuff in there, but like Apex Legends and shit.
Yeah, that kind of game. Team Fortress, you could do all that fucking rockets and shit, fly up and parachute and shoot people and do all that stuff.
No, you could not.
My buddy played it all the time.
I have it on my Xbox right now. I'll boot it up and show you.
All right.
I play that game all the time, dude.
I haven't played it since I hung out with him. I used to play it a lot more.
Well, maybe you guys were too high and didn't know what you were actually playing.
Maybe. 40 million.
40. You're talking about the one where you could be like the heavy gunner or the spy.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, you can't do that stuff in there, dude.
Ooh, I feel like you could. I'm not sure. I'm not gonna die on this hill because I don't know for sure, but I feel like that's what happened.
I feel like maybe your buddy was modding and you didn't know.
That could be true. He's a fucking gamer guy. He's a fucking OG computer guy.
I guess I've never played it on PC. I've only played it on Xbox. So maybe you can on.
Maybe I don't know.
Maybe a computer. I don't know.
I do not know either. I do not know. Either way, I played it a few times with him. It was fun. I liked it. But yeah, it was very much like they were saying, like Apex Legend. It's like the precursor.
It's definitely not. But you should try to play like Portal, dude.
I never played it. People say it's awesome.
I wouldn't say it's awesome, but it gets your mind thinking.
I know a lot of people love that game.
Yeah, and then Portal 2's even better, but
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm still baffled by fucking Minecraft. 300. They've sold as many units as there's like almost Americans.
Yeah, that's insane, dude.
That is so fucking insane to me. It's such a shitty game. I remember when Bill or whoever was playing the game back in the day.
And I swear to God, it's free. Like, who's paying for Minecraft? What the fuck?
I don't know. I suppose like anything, it might be like other games where you gotta like buy passes and shit, all that kind of stuff. Hogwarts Legacy sold 34 million units, and Breath of the Wild sold 300,000.
Dude, it literally says right here. Okay. The 300 million does not include the free ones.
No? Well, so what I'm looking at says sales, so I don't know. I guess I could try to look it up.
Well, that would make sense.
The sandbox game.
No, I'm saying the 300 million in sales does not include the free version.
Oh, it does not. Oh, okay.
Oh, it does not.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. And 170 million monthly active players. Jesus.
That's disgusting.
That is. 170 million people play this fucking game every month. Gross. Like I said, I think it was Bill. Bill was like the first person I ever seen play this game, and I was giving him so much shit. He's like, I made a Monopoly board or whatever. I was like, oh, so we can play Monopoly? No. Like, okay, what the fuck's the point of playing the game then? I made a
right?
Monopoly board. Like, yeah, why can't we play Monopoly then? Oh, I remember those days. It's funny.
Oh, I'm gonna go grab a glass of water real quick, dude. I'll be right back.
You're all good. Damn, all these Modern Warfares. All 30 million, 30, 30, 30, 30. Walking Dead. Gross. Is this a new Mindhunter? No, it's the older one. Duck Hunt. Damn, Elden Ring only sold 28 million. Super Mario Odyssey's got 29 million. Cyberpunk 30 million. So they did not sell that many Ocarina of Times and shit in Wind Wakers. How many units of Ocarina? Oop. Only 7 million. That seems so little. 14 million around the world. Man. What's another popular ass game? How many original franchise? I don't care about the franchise. 6.5 NES. 14, 12, 10. 10 million in 3 days. Jeez. Tears of the Kingdom. Man, that's not that many, though.
Okay.
So like Ocarina of Time is like one of the greatest games ever, they say, and it's only sold 7 million copies. So small when you think about it. You think that it sold more like throughout the time?
I mean, video games are super objective, so that's kind of hard to say.
Well, I mean, I get it to an extent, but I'm just saying like this is one of the most popular games of all time history. You'd think like so throughout its whole time it sold 14 million. So it sold 7 million right away, and then it was 7 million, in the last 20 years, whatever. Like because like when you compare it to like the original like Mario game and shit like that or whatever, like it sold like 69 million copies or whatever the fuck. Like yeah, Super Mario sold 58 million copies. Another thing I was surprised by, Elden Ring only sold 28.5 million copies for being like game of the year and shit. But that one only makes sense because it's a really tough game, so I can see people not wanting to play it. So like it kind of makes sense, but like there's a certain games like you'd think that'd be higher, they're not.
Ooh, you want to know what other game you should try to play? You should try to play Splitgate.
Splitgate? I've never heard of this game. What is it?
Splitgate, yeah.
There's two of them now. All right. Is this like Apex?
Sort of. It's kind of hard to explain.
Okay. I'm just looking at like the graphics and shit of.
It's kind of more like
like
Call of Duty combined with Portal.
Yeah, I see like the Portal. It's Portal and what?
Like Call of Duty, just a shooter game.
Yeah, I see the. Okay, yeah. But do you do like big ass like futuristic jumps and shit, or is it more like grounded?
Yeah, the first one was more like grounded stuff.
Okay.
Unless you're jumping through them portals.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's on Steam, so I could get it. Doo-doo-doo.
Yeah, dude, I have so many games on Steam. Have you ever played Mega City Force?
Nope. Is it like SimCity / City Outline, whatever the other game is? City Skyline.
Kinda. It's kind of like RoboCop and Doom and Zelda combined.
Okay. I don't get the Zelda part per se with that combo, but I mean I get it. The other two make sense.
Just the aesthetics of it, if you will.
Oh, okay, like the graphics, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I got fucking, dude, God of War. That's a classic. I don't know if you ever played that, but the first one is badass.
Yeah, my buddy played it. I never actually played them. I've watched people play them
Oh, so fun, dude.
because it's such a big game and shit. I was like, all right, since you already played it, I'll just watch you play. uh, you play any of the Final Fantasy games, or you're not into that shit at all? Back in the day, or at all?
A little bit back in the day, but I mean, not really as much as you would think.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I mean,
I like the movies more than I like playing the game.
that makes sense. That's what I'm saying. The best games, the best ones of them are always the best story ones, because those are games are more for story based. They're more the movie cinematographics and shit. Hmm. No, like I said, if I start gaming out on my PC soon again, I'll probably start playing Cyberpunk. That's probably what I got. That's what everyone tells me I should have. I got it. All that kind of shit.
You could also check out Destiny. That's a good one.
Yeah, my buddy plays that one. He wants me to. He plays it. He wants me to get in on that shit. Cyberpunk's got 30 million copies sold. That's a huge game.
Yeah, it is.
Fuck yeah. I didn't know it was that high. Huh. Crazy.
Oh, I think my World of Warcraft fucking is lagging out.
Is it?
Yeah, I just tried to join a Battlegrounds and it wouldn't let me join.
That's stupid.
It's this shitty internet, dude. I'm telling you, man.
I don't know. For me, it was my motherboard. That's what was wrong with my shit. Apparently, I don't know how the fuck it broke, but that is what happened. Evidently.
Yeah, I mean, dude, my PC's been pretty solid for about 5 years now.
No, I feel that. I'm just confused on how the motherboard could break. Like, I don't really do anything.
I don't know. Did you overheat the shit out of it, or?
Well, that's what happened first. Yeah, that's what made me notice it. Is that my fan was not working.
Well, not only that, but a lot of people have all their fans on intake, and that's obviously not good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can push in a shit ton of air, but all you're doing is pushing in hot air if it's not getting out, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Oh, like I said, since I got it fixed, now everything's been perfect. That's why I'm like, oh, maybe I'll try to play all these games that I went to go play and then I couldn't because they kept crashing and shit. But yeah, it was an overheating problem because of my fan. I don't know what made my fan stop working originally. That confused me.
I just got them cheap ass coolsters and I took both the sides off of my desktop and put it somewhere safe. Like, I'm never going to have heating issues ever.
Yeah. I could have spent like $500 to get the liquid coolant, but I didn't do it.
No, don't ever do that, man.
It just looks cool. It's more for aesthetics, I suppose.
Yeah, but there's a lot of issues with liquid cooling.
It can be, yeah. That's part of the
Not can be, there is, like, literally.
Yeah.
Like that coolant goes bad, it fucking gums everything up. You know, if you don't have the time to keep up on it, it's really not worth it.
Makes sense. Either way, I got 2 sets of fans. I have enough room to add like 2 more if I need to.
Yeah, but your graphics card probably has at least 3 fans on it too, right?
Yep.
Nah, you're good, dude.
Well, obviously, if one goes down though, it fucks my whole system up.
Well, and also, like I said too, make sure they're not all on intake. That's not good.
No, I get you. Like now, when I touch my computer, it's pretty much ice cold. It was before it was getting hot. That's when I noticed it. I started touching. I'm like, why is this so hot? And then I looked at my temperature. I'm like, Jesus Christ. It feels nice and ice cold now.
Hell yeah. Like I said, I just took my sides off of mine, dude, and never gonna have an issue.
That's the way to do it.
I just want to get into this battlegrounds and kill some bitches, dude.
Mm-hmm. Right. Kill them all. Kill them all.
Dude, so I'm on my priest, and I've literally been fucking topping charts as a healer for months, dude. Like, ridiculous amount.
I know you love your fucking healer.
I'm good at it, dude.
Uh-huh. That's titties.
Like the last battlegrounds I did, the next person closest to me was 114.57 million. I did 322.53 mil.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like double, dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude. I mean, ever since I've known you, you've always been a bomb-ass healer. That's been your jam. I kind of like tanking. If I were to be totally honest, I suppose I'd rather tank than fucking be DPS.
It depends. I like doing range DPS too.
Yeah, that's always dope time too. As long as I have a good healer, though, I do like fucking just being like, all right, just hit me, bitches. Let me fight all y'all motherfuckers at once. As long as I got dude to fucking back me up, I'll be fine.
So, have you ever heard of Asmongold?
Yep.
So, I had a guild back in the day, and I was a holy priest back then.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a prot tank who I coached for like 2.5 years on how to be a really, really fucking good tank.
Mm-hmm.
Like we would literally go into dungeons, and I would pull 3/4 of the dungeon and be like, "Gotta pick it up, dude."
Mm. All right.
And like, I got this dude so good that he was raiding with Asmongold.
That's pretty dope. In WoW.
Super dope.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
In WoW Classic.
Is that like the OGest form of it?
Classic Hardcore is the most OG one, but I don't think he played when they were doing that.
Okay. But still, it's still pretty dope though.
And like the craziest thing about this dude is he played with no mouse on a laptop. So like he was a straight clicker using WASD to tank. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, dude?
He was like Maddie.
Pretty much, dude.
That's how he rolled.
Yeah, that was back in the fucking Burning Crusades days where I had myself as a main healer and my buddy John. He was a paladin healer back then. And we would just 2-man heal every raid in the world. And it was insane.
That's funny.
We would sit in his bedroom next to each other with our two old fucking CTR monitors, dude, fucking just blazing, raiding, dude. It was crazy.
Probably for like 6 hours of chop.
Oh, at least, dude. Back in the good old days.
Fuck yeah.
I remember doing like AQ40 and shit, dude, on dial up, man. Like, someone would call out, hey, I need heals across the raid. And try doing that with 40 people in a raid and running across all that shit. Like, I'll be there in 2 minutes. Don't die.
All right. Just don't suck for like 38 more seconds. Dude, and those kind of games, dude, healers are very, very important. People don't realize. Honestly, people only care about the DPS people, but it's all the other people that actually matter. Your tank and your heal. They're the core of your team.
For sure, man. Like, I started up this guild. It's called We Take Out the Trash, and we're just a bunch of badasses who carry people through everything. It's insane.
Sometimes that's how it be.
I also joined another guild on one of my other characters, and just because it's funny as hell, it's called I Beta Tested Your Mom.
That's funny.
Like, I started laughing my ass off when I seen it, and I'm like, I don't care who I gotta talk to or what I gotta do, man, but I'm gonna join this fucking guild.
That's awesome. Do you know my buddy EK Eric?
Yeah.
His fucking name was always I Kill Kids on Xbox. I always thought that shit was funny as fuck. Like, you know, that name was grandfathered in because it's still his name. You can't claim.
I got a buddy. His name is Adam. You've never met him, but his name on Xbox is I Tapped Your Mom First.
Oh yeah, that shit's fucking funny as fuck.
Actually, I think you might know him because Beagler knows him.
Adam what? Adam, what's the name?
He plays softball with him, or used to. I can't remember what his... Yeah.
Yeah, I know who.
Yeah, his Xbox gamer tag is I Tapped Your Mom First.
That makes sense. Sure looks a funny dude.
So fucking funny, dude.
I know. I haven't seen that dude in forever. Yeah, dude, I used to hang out because he used to live with Jay and them, so I used to see him all the time. And then Beagler and them knew him from softball.
Fuck, I haven't even seen Jane forever. I mean, I'm Facebook friends with him, and I see, like, he goes snowmobiling all the time and shit.
Yep, that's what he's huge into for sure. That's his main squeeze.
Snowmobiling and pretend to be a mechanic. I get
it. He does a lot of work for Vernon, I know that. I don't know if he still does, but he did. Jay. Yeah.
Man, I haven't talked to Vernon in a long time.
I see him maybe like once every like 4 or 5 months. He lives out in Brooklyn Park now with his brother Dale. Yeah,
no, I just got kind of put off because I sold them my old Honda, remember?
Mm-hmm.
And he had some problems with it. And I'm like, dude, if you ever want to get rid of this Honda, let me know and I will give you your money back. And he just junked it. And it like pissed me off because I had a lot of money into that car.
I know you did. Yeah, I don't know why you would junk it if you already offered to buy it back. Makes no sense.
That's just how he was back then. You know what I mean? It didn't matter.
No, I get it. I feel that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's like 3-4 years younger than us, so took him a little extra.
He's what?
I'm pretty sure he's like 3-4 years younger than us, so it took a little extra longer to mature in some ways, I suppose.
Oh, for sure. Plus, he thought he was the shit. You know, I mean, it is what it is, dude.
No, I know. Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
I'm just saying that's why I kind of quit talking to him.
No, I feel you. No, I get it. Thing is, like anything, if you make a deal with somebody and you kind of back out of it or whatever, or somebody tells you something, makes sense.
Well, and I was just trying to help the dude out, you know.
Yep. Like I said, oh, I get it. Makes total sense. Uh, let's see here. So what do you have? You have normal weekend days off, right? Just Saturday, Sundays.
Yep.
What time do you go boating at? Like, do you usually go like
Um,
ass morning?
it kind of depends. So my son has ninja class. Hold on one sec. I'm in a BG.
You're all good. The BGs and my kitties, tree fitties.
Ooh, that was insane. So it depends on the day.
Okay. Well, just because I mean, on Sundays I get off work at like 5:30, so it's like I can meet you out there one day or something like that.
Yeah, no, for sure that would work. Yeah, because pretty much on the weekends I try to go every day, all day.
That's why I kind of figured. It's kind of what I figured. Which I mean, I get it. I would too. If I had me a boat here, I would be probably boating all the time. My girlfriend got a kayak. She wants me to get a kayak, so I might go do that with her this summer a lot more.
How long is it?
How long's her kayak?
Yeah,
It's a single person, so I'm guessing it's like maybe 8 feet.
because anything over 11 feet you have to register.
Yeah, I think this one's like 8 foot, far to guess. You have to register 11 feet, huh? That's like the law.
I'm pretty sure.
Is it considered like a boat then, technically, or something like that?
I don't know because like it doesn't even have a motor, so I don't understand why it needs to be.
I'm gonna see if I can figure it out. God, if I can spell Minnesota. Any motorized watercraft 10 feet or longer must be registered. A non-motorized watercraft such as canoes, kayaks, and paddle boats that are 10 feet or less in length do not need to register.
All right, well, 10 feet. I was close.
Yep, you were close. But I don't know why. 10 feet. I wonder why they do the canoes and stuff, because it's not motorized like you said that does.
Yeah, that's weird, right?
I kind of think so too. Yeah, just looking at it. Like I said, if they actually gave me like a reason for it, maybe it makes sense, but just so far reading, I'm like, it doesn't really make sense. In-person registration. Types of watercraft. Rental, canoes, kayaks. Costs $23 to register a kayak or a paddle boat.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. The price isn't bad. It's just
No, I know.
ridiculous.
No, it is. I get that. I was just looking at what it is now, like, because as I'm on the webpage, I'm like, what are these things? Let's see here. Like, it says a pleasure craft less than 17 feet is $36. $60. We're over that. A pleasure craft. I'm guessing that's like a party boat, maybe. That'd be my guess. Like a party bus, but just for boats.
Hard to say. I don't think I would consider it that. No,
Maybe not. I don't know. What do you think a pleasure boat is? And
like a pontoon or something like that.
okay, yeah, that makes sense too. Could be pontoons and stuff. Because if you have one over 40 feet now, it's $209 a year.
Well, you're balling, and you don't got to care about that at that point.
True. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I don't know why you have to do the silliness for kayaks and stuff. But it is what it be, 10 feet. So if I go buy one, I got to make sure it's 9 feet long. Like I said,
Exactly.
I'm guessing hers is 8 feet. Like I said, just off the top of my head.
I bet hers is 10 feet, dude.
If it's 10 feet, do you have to register it then? If it's right on the nuts, is it 10 feet or less?
Yeah, 10 feet or less.
So yeah, I mean, 10 foot would be the minimum, right? I don't know.
That's just how they fuck you like that, dude. It's like that for everything, man.
Oh, I get it. It's just ways for the state to make money. That's what it's what it equates to. And really, I don't even care about that. Like, the state can take money. It's all about if they're spending it wisely. That's really what I care about more than anything. Spend money for good, and I'm cool with you taking money. Spend it stupid, then I don't like you taking my money. How much does a boat trailer cost? Or not trailer, but you gotta get a license on that or whatever.
Yep, registration on the boat.
Yep, trailer registration, Minnesota. I don't have any of these things, so I never have to look it up. I don't have these things. Like I said, I was gonna buy a boat, and then David bought one brand new. I was like, well, it's kind of redundant then. Okay, there's a under 3,000 pounds is the big weight. It's 1350 or 2650. I suppose, but all boats weigh over 3,000 pounds, right?
No, I wouldn't think so.
No, I guess
No, because like
boats are actually
an
light.
aluminum boat's gonna weigh a lot less than a fiberglass boat, you know?
Yeah, I just thought about. I was thinking that the motor probably weighs more than anything in the boat, or at least close to. Because boats aren't really that heavy.
No, like I would feel like a boat that weighs over 3,000 pounds is pretty big.
Yeah, now, like I said, now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, that makes sense. Because I'm guessing like I said, I'm thinking the motor is almost the heaviest thing, and the motor might weigh like 200 pounds, maybe 300 pounds, maybe at most. Huh. A15. Actual tax rates. So you live out by Linwood. Where do you live? Like in Lionel Lakes?
No, I'm in East Bethel, Cedar area.
Okay, I got you.
You've been out here before.
To your parents' house, that area?
I mean, it's my house, but yeah.
Okay. No, that's fine. But that area, though?
Well, okay. To be honest, their LLC owns it, but I pay for it. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess yes, my parents' house, but yeah, no, because you went trick or treating here, and then before that, you came out for that pool party.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, then I vaguely remember. It's like 2 lights past whatever it's called. Uh, Blue ribbon, basically, right? About 2, 3 lights.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Like I said, I kind of remember. It's been a minute. Like I said, I don't go out that way no more as much, but doo-doo-doo. Oh, I can't because it's fucking federal. It's a federal case. I do hate that we don't get to watch federal cases, federal trials. You only get to watch a local or whatever state.
What are you trying to watch?
You know the feeding our future whatever it was fraud case that happened, like a $500 million was stolen from Minnesota during COVID.
No.
I've heard about it and I kind of know about it, but my buddy EK, like I said, he's big into this, so he wanted me to read into it more, and it sucks. I was hoping I could actually just watch the trial, but I'm like, oh, it's a federal case. In a Fed case, they don't allow cameras in. Stupid. So I have to like actually read everything instead of just watching it.
Yeah, that is gay.
It is. It's a silly rule. I mean, I forgot why they put it, but yeah, there's a rule where you can't allow cameras into federal building or federal cases. Just the state trials. Like,
Well, can the judge say that you could,
no,
or it's just a thing?
no, it's just a thing. It's just it's a law.
That is
I
dumb.
can't remember what law it is or whatever, but yeah, like so, like when you did you watch like the Rittenhouse trials at all or anything like that? Like I watched a lot of that, but that's a state. It was a state case. That's why I could watch it. There's a couple big cases that have been happening that I've been watching. I like law stuff. It's fun because I try to like think about it. Like, all right, if I was a juror, I'm trying to be like just objective slash whatever. What would I say? Is this person guilty? Is this not guilty? Whatever, you know.
Yeah, dude.
You just pulled through.
Sadly enough, yes.
Sadly enough, yes. It's not that sad then.
Help on the healing end of it.
Hey man, you gotta do your fucking part, right? Teamwork makes the dream work, they say.
Yeah, but it's not the teamwork. That's the thing. Oh well, it works if it works, right?
Hey man, if you get the win, then that's all that matters.
It's just a lot of time to put into something if it doesn't work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it does suck when that happens. Like, especially especially when it's a close game, it sucks. You're like, fuck, man, we were right there. You come like 2 kills.
Or like
back.
when you're winning 3/4 of the game and then all of a sudden they pull through and it's like, no, what the fuck just happened?
Right, that sucks too, man. Totally agree.
That's why I like to do rated, but I don't have anybody to do rated with. So I do solo, and it's just a bunch of fucking idiots, just like doing Battlegrounds,
You know, playing with randos.
right?
Yeah. Fuck. I mean, that's why I always loved playing Call of Duty with you and Bill back in the day, because we always knew, like, if we were playing Capture the Flag, I knew that we'd play the game. Like, we're not just here to kills. Like, people only want their kill death ratios and shit. It's like, no. We're playing a game that needs strategy. Can we play with some strategy, please?
Right. That's what I try to tell people all the time. I'm like, dude, why are you killing people on the road when we need to be getting a flag or capturing a base? Like,
Yeah.
what are we doing? Yeah.
Right? Like, what is the game we're playing? I always tell people, like, just go play Team Deathmatch or whatever the fuck. Like, go do that. Like, there's a game for you. All about just kill death.
Yeah, go play free for all, man. Like, I don't need you here. I don't need your help.
Thing is, you're opposite of help. You're just you're camping in a nowhere area, not helping at all. It's like, thanks, bro. Thank you, my guy.
Right, exactly. And like, what sucks as a healer in this game is it takes you like almost a quarter of the game to figure out who's actually doing shit and who's not doing shit, if that makes sense.
I suppose. I mean,
So then you waste a whole bunch of time healing people who aren't doing objectives compared to when I could just be running with like 4 people who are doing objectives.
okay, that makes sense now. Yep. Okay. Yeah, like, I'm not gonna waste my time helping you do nothing. It's literally now you're just making 2 of us do nothing.
Yeah, like I don't need the honor, dude. Like I'm just trying to win. Like that's all I'm trying to do.
You know. Like I said, there's a name of the game. I'm just trying to accomplish what the game is. Like I said, if it's like hard point, your ass better be close to the hard point every time. Like, don't camp at the next hard point waiting to kill everyone. What the fuck? It's like, no. Do what you're supposed to do now, please. It's very important.
Yeah, dude. Like especially when I'm like geared way better than a lot of the people in here.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like I'm telling you, I do twice the healing as most of the people in here. It's ridiculous.
I bet, dude. Like I said, I know you're OG at that fucking shit.
Like literally, my title on this character is Jenna the Unstoppable Force, bro, and I'm a healer.
And I'm a healer. And that's all I do. I heal.
Well, as a disc priest, I do a lot of DPS too. It's kind of so like you put atonements on people, and every time I do damage on somebody, it heals everybody that I have atonements on.
Okay. You've been atoned.
Fuck, I could try to stream this for you.
You could. I can watch it for a minute. I'm just playing. I'm playing Risk. I play Risk when I talk to people because I don't gotta pay attention.
Now you're good. I don't know if it'll work, but we'll see. My internet kind of sucks.
It's trying.
Is it shitty?
Oh, it just popped up finally. No, it's fine. It's a little laggy for me in the sense, but you're still good. I can see what you're doing.
Yeah, even my game's pretty fucking laggy right now.
What are you riding? Is it like a bird? Yep. Okay.
Hold on one sec. What?
I said I was asking, are you riding a bird? And I said, yes, you are. I seen its wings now.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, indeed. I seen them flapping, going blah 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 blah.
Like, you see this shit, dude? Like, I'm the only person here trying to take this base. Like, why?
I know, right? And you're fucking not even supposed to be a DPSer.
Yeah, I'm a healer, man. Like, nobody here to help poor me.
I know. That's why you gotta get a headset and shit and start cussing people out.
Yeah, but it's not the same.
It could be young Padawan. Not kidding.
Yeah, but you'd have to make these people join your Discord and all that shit.
I know. Well, the thing is, I suppose if you actually got with a good crew or something, you could do that. I suppose.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know, like even like when I used to play Call of Duty and shit, whatever, all that shit. Like if I got a random good dude, I'm like, dude, I'm gonna try to friend you. Like if you're on, I want to play with you. You know what the fuck you're doing.
I think I'm way too laggy to be streaming.
If it's making you fuck up, then don't. Then, but I see what you're talking about, though.
Oh yeah, it's super laggy, bro.
That's all right. If you gotta exit out, I got you.
Oh, fucking bitches.
Mm-hmm.
Like, where the fuck is this guy going? For real, dude. Like,
I have no fucking clue. Just dropping them heals. Is that your dude zapping? Or is that the enemy dude?
The enemy.
No, that's not us. Oh, there we go. Kicked off. Yeah, I gotta jump out of it. I'm lagging super bad, dude.
That's alright, brother. I still see what you're talking about.
Yeah, like there's two guys up there. You got a healer with you. Why would you not go rape people?
Right? I don't get it. Ooh.
I honestly don't think I've died this many times before.
Well, if your team sucks, what are you gonna do? Sometimes that's how it be. Narg. I don't get why people fraud something that's supposed to be a good cause, and now you just fucking put a whole hex on it that nobody's gonna trust it. Silly. All these dumb fucks. Two not guilty. These two probably narked out.
Dear Non-Stick Surface, you're great for scrambling eggs, but to drive on, good.
Hi there, it's Lo, and here we are making what seems to be once more the weekly Phoenix Suns update video. And to be fair, on this channel, I decided to not just sit underneath the low-hanging fruit tree, just picking apart every single last video that I could make. But this time, it definitely seems necessary, as it is official that the Phoenix Suns have been eliminated from postseason play. And when I say eliminated, I don't mean that they made the play-in tournament and got knocked out and you just weren't aware of it. Oh, no. We're talking about an organization that's been so disappointing that the Suns couldn't even capture the 9th or 10th seed out west. Be very mindful that this is a Western Conference that features both the Sacramento Kings and the Dallas Mavericks in the play-in tournament, two organizations that spiraled out of control after trading both De'Aaron Fox and Luka Doncic. And when it comes to the Dallas Mavericks in particular, not only did they lose Luka, but they also lost Kyrie Irving for the rest of the season. Derek Lively missed significant time, as well as Anthony Davis. So effectively, the three best players that were on the roster right after the Luka Doncic trade, the team couldn't sustain any level of consistency when it comes to availability, and yet they still made the play-in over the Phoenix Suns. Yikes. Big ol' yikes. And when you take a step back and look at the season for the Suns, you really have to start to ask yourself, man, what really went wrong? This is an organization that finished the season with a record of 36-46 with a top 10 offense, to be fair. However, a defense that was so pitiful that it finished 28th in the NBA. And as someone who went back to watch the last month of meaningless basketball out in Phoenix, I'm here to tell you that that defensive rating does not even come close to the lack of effort that I saw from this team for the better part of the last, 20 games of the regular season from this organization. It was pitiful, really, really hard hoops to watch. And of course, this then kind of positions us into what is next for the Phoenix Suns. I feel like a lot of the noise that's been going on out in Phoenix really does distract you from the much bigger problem with this organization. And it's probably the biggest reason why I didn't deem it necessary to make video after video after video with all of the news that was coming out with this team, and really wanted to focus on the bigger issue, the bigger problem that even I have been hinting at for the past couple of months now. And it seems like more and more people are starting to grasp at it. And everything else, quite frankly, is nothing more but a distraction or even an excuse for this terrible season without addressing the major concern. And the reason why I say that is because all of the things that people have been talking about, in all honesty, will not change what's going on out in Phoenix. For example, head coach Mike Budenholzer lost his job earlier this week, or maybe it was late last week, but he ended up losing his job, which in and of itself was a very interesting talking piece. This is a team that now has ran through 3 head coaches in 3 years, while Budenholzer, in all honesty, was probably their best head coach that they had seen in quite some time. Now, to be fair to Phoenix, when you put yourself in a situation where you don't
we won. Thank God.
You have no other choice but to look at your head coach and make a decision. And on top of that, it was very clear that Budenholzer had lost his feel and his voice in that locker room. Very prevalent and obvious when you watch him play. Once more defensively, wasn't giving any effort whatsoever. But then, of course,
all right, dude, I think I'm gonna jump out of Discord. I'm gonna try to do a couple rated and then pass out, man.
Obviously had to be moved and brought in someone else. And also, I do believe there are a handful of really good coaches out there. So there's going to be a lot of
sounds good, bro. Have a good night, man.
It's pretty crazy and laughable. And quite frankly, I do believe that this is the best coach that we've seen with this organization in quite some time. And so it does again kind of beg the question, hey, if it's not gonna work with Coach Bud, who exactly is it going to work with? Another topic of discussion or conversational piece, but I like to call it again a distraction from the much bigger problem, of course, is Bradley Beal. The 31-year-old guard was a complete and utter disappointment all season long. I would very well argue one of the biggest disappointments in the entire NBA. And the huge reason for this has to do with the fact that Beal in his play did not match up with the expectations and certainly did not match up with the amount of money that he was getting paid from this organization. And how dire the situation when it came to Beal became very prevalent at the deadline when the Suns were unable to move off of him due to the fact that he has a no-trade clause. Then the criticism continued to heighten even further when it came to Bradley Beal and his decision to still be on his team once he continued to underperform, miss games.
All right, guys. This story is continuing to develop, and we've got some updates. So lately I've been saying I hope Trump's presidency is as bad as it can possibly be at this point. MAGA is unwilling to accept, no matter how blatant, that Trump's behaviors are stupid and harmful to most Americans. Even as he goes against his campaign promises in their faces and brags about it, they still support him and buy into the delusions he peddles them. And at this point, I want these people to learn their lesson as harshly as they can. I hope for the consequences of Trump's policies to hit them as hard as possible. If it means it has to hit every American as hard as possible, that's fine. That's fine. My hoping doesn't change anything. It's just what I hope for. I need America to feel the consequences of electing this guy so hard that it hurts Republicans forever. I want future Republicans to have to say, we're no Trump, in order to have any viability to get elected in the future. At the very least, if there's ever going to be a Republican Party again, I want it to have to stand against Trump and to constantly denounce Trump in the future for any chance at electoral viability. Then again, they may never learn their lesson, which is why I hope for maximum damage. Here's the thing, though. These people, time and time again, just continue to come up with excuses for why Trump is doing everything right. It's all part of the plan, right? And while everyone was losing substantial portions of their 401k investments and their S&P 500 stocks were dropping if they had any money invested in that, same goes for the NASDAQ and Dow Jones, reaching record lows day by day for multiple days in a row after Trump announced his policies on tariffs, things were in a catastrophic spot. And MAGA just kept saying, just trust the plan.
Trust it, baby. I know.
And today, Donald Trump, I guess, felt the pressure a bit, and so he paused the tariffs. I believe for 90 days, for the next 90 days, the tariffs are paused. And in response, the market has bounced back, soaring substantially after he announced a pause to the tariffs.
I mean, not substantially.
As you can imagine, though, it shouldn't take you more than a second to predict this. Because the markets have bounced back, of course, it was after Trump undid the thing he did that he ran on and said would be so good for the economy. Now they're all saying, look, record-breaking economic growth. The economy is soaring. It's very easy to do that when yesterday it was at a record low. Yeah, it's very easy to do that, but we all know this. But as you can imagine, MAGA is taking their victory lap, but I don't think it's going to last long. The copium huffing is going to resume very shortly, because for those of you guys who do not know, Trump has announced, I believe, the tariffs against China are now going up to 124%. China, and most of the rest of the world, has not issued their retaliatory tariffs on the US yet. So the brunt of damage that will be done by Trump's actions haven't even hit us yet. The damage that's been done so far that just bounced back was just speculative damage. It was the economy becoming less confident due to Trump's decision. And the only reason it bounced back is because of an increase in confidence that at least for the next 90 days, things might be somewhat stable. Unfortunately, though, that still means MAGA's taken their victory lap, but take plenty of solace in the fact that their victory lap is going to turn into a copium huffing lap very quickly. China hasn't responded yet. I don't think the UK has responded yet. I mean, most of our allies and trade partners have not issued their counter response to us just yet. So, yeah, we're in a bad spot. Not to mention, like, the stocks are doing well. The stock market is doing well right now, but like a lot of people, like the economy in general is doing much worse, as Entropy just said in YouTube chat. Like, the Federal Reserve is not. Like I'm pretty sure the Federal Reserve is like in panic mode because they don't even know what to do at this point because Trump gutted everybody who knew how to handle a situation like this. So, like, I don't even know. We're not adjusting interest rates. We're not handling inflation. We're not trying to deal with unemployment. It's so bizarre. Like, we've just got no adults in the room right now. But regardless, let's not put this off any further. Let's hear the news.
So we are, of course, watching Wall Street, where markets have gone up after President Trump announced a 90-day pause on the vast majority of countries. The exception, China, which will now face even stiffer tariffs, 125%. But the news that essentially all the other tariffs will drop to 10% for the next 90 days is getting a very enthusiastic reaction, as you can see from investors. We heard from Treasury.
It's actually insane that Trump is just Sauron. Trump is literally just Sauron. He makes a problem or makes up a problem. If he can make a problem, he'll make it. If he can make one up, he'll make it up. And then he sells the stupid, gullible masses on the idea that he's the only one that can fix the problem that more often than not he just made. He did this. He did all this. This isn't even the all-time low. This is just like the flatlining we were dealing with for the last couple of days. This isn't even the massive drop. This is just it going back to normal. This is called insider trading. Oh, fuck, I forgot to mention the market manipulation factor. When the market hit its all-time low, Trump tweeted, "Now is a great time to buy stocks." So all of his supporters bought at that low and are probably selling now at this high. So to be fair, for a lot of Trump supporters, particularly the ones into stocks and trading and stuff, they probably just made a shitload of money and feel like Trump did that for them.
Yep.
Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent just a few minutes ago, who essentially portrayed all of this as part of a grand strategy. NBC's Christine Romans joins me now. Christine, the tariffs aren't gone,
no,
but obviously Wall Street is loving this, or at least to some extent loving this. We're not back to the point where it was before he first announced these tariffs, but what are you looking at? Where do we go from here?
So there are 10% tariffs on a whole bunch of countries, like 75 countries, and so that's important to note. That's still dramatically higher than what the global trading system is used to, but not that 46%, 49%. Some of those really.
Keep in mind, by the way, neither the market nor America's actual economy has been impacted by the counter response yet.
Big, steep numbers that were going to be so troubling, except China. China is still, the president really putting the screws to China and raising the tariff rate there a lot, 125%. Remember, the U.S. gets so much stuff from China. I mean, if you look around.
Hey, guys, do you think all the American retailers are just going to tank the 125% tax on any good they ship into America to sell from China? Did you hear China is pulling away from LA due to the tariffs? They're going to pull away from everything. Like, we get so many of our goods from China. As it stands, this realistically means a 124% increase in price. That's 1.4, or I guess it's 1.25, sorry, because it's 125%. 1.25 times more expensive. That's a lot. That is, we're doubling numbers out here. We're doubling prices for Chinese products now. That is something no one can deny. When you're more than doubling prices for most of the shit we buy in our stores, and that's directly connected to your economic policy, I don't know, man. I don't know. China's like a bunch of Chinese social media users have been making AI-generated images of Americans, like fat Americans mostly. Like you could tell that they specified fat in their prompt for the AI, where it's like a bunch of like rural MAGA American flag wearing, like, when you imagine like what non-Americans think of when they think of an American, sitting in a sweatshop sewing random products, because like we get so much of our shit from sweatshops in China, and that's the only way any of it's even affordable for most people. And so if we're going to have these products be affordable and made in America, it's going to mean millions of Americans working in sweatshops. And so Chinese social media users are AI generating images of like massive hauls of American like Trump supporters working in sweatshops. Because that's literally what they're begging for right now. And it's so fucking funny.
Walk down the street. I mean, Chinese goods are everywhere, so that will have a dramatic impact. In terms of the rebound in the stock market, really astonishing. This you don't often see a big move like this, Chris. You've got about I think more than half of the losses of the past few days have now been erased just because of that one Truth Social post from the president. And
I love how the like emphasis on it's so extraordinary how much the market has bounced back, and it's like, yeah. It's bounced back halfway from the damage because Trump paused the tariffs for 90 days. Right, like, all this is Trump's fault, including the bounce back, to be fair. But, like, how can people still claim Trump's plan for the tariffs and that the tariffs are good? How can people still claim that Trump's tariffs are good when his pausing them immediately revives the economy? Like, that day it revives the economy to some extent, right? Like, they literally cannot accept anything that is not blatant praise for their God Emperor.
And then that appearance on television from the Treasury Secretary.
Yeah, I should point out, we mentioned that the Dow was over 45,000 back in December after the president was elected, but under Joe Biden, and the economy then considered strong.
Yeah.
Let me ask you about something that the president, I think he tweeted it, right? Didn't he tweet something to the effect of, now's a good time to get in, or it's a good time to buy? I wonder if this morning he was signaling.
That's market manipulation.
Just unprecedented. The president posted on social media earlier today, be cool. And that was at a time when the bond market was really in some stress here. You saw bond yields rising pretty dramatically. People were selling bonds aggressively. And that was kind of a warning sign. Remember, the White House has been using the bond market as an example of how its policies are working. Well, it was not signaling that at all. So the president said something to the effect of be cool. And then he said it's a good time to buy something. And all of us were like, what, does he mean bonds? Does he mean stocks?
Keep in mind, if you love Trump, you'll trust everything he says. So when he told people to buy the dip, and they bought the dip, and then the economy bounced back after he paused the tariffs, they're going to sell at that peak, and they're going to feel like Trump made them a fortune personally. For the crypto bros and the stock bros, Trump just basically solidified their support forever. No, like, unless they completely these people probably pulled their money out at this. Many of them probably pulled their money out and pocketed it at this point. But Trump manipulated the market, maybe unintentionally, but I think it became intentional eventually, in such a way where his supporters will benefit from this.
Are you ready for retirement? Our free retirement planner shows you where you stand now and how you can meet your goals. Sign up today at Empower.
Very selfishly and personally, they will benefit from this in a way that will make them feel Trump did them a personal favor, which might be the most insane enforcement of a parasocial relationship I've ever seen. A lot of these stock bro MAGA people are going to become dyed-in-the-wool cultists now after what he did for them.
What was he talking about? And then he announces this pause and stock markets shoot up. So that's getting a lot of chatter this morning about the president with his posts potentially, I don't know, cheering or trolling, or we're not exactly sure what all that means, but it is very, never in presidential history have you seen something like that.
Unprecedented is a correct word. Christine Romans, thank you. Come back as you get more reporting. We'd love to hear from you. I want to bring in Democratic Congressman Josh Gottheimer from New Jersey. We have been listening, at least some of our folks who can listen. The Senate Democrats are talking right now, among them Kirsten Gillibrand, who called all of this uncertainty destructive. We just had a local entrepreneur from Brooklyn here who was on. He says he doesn't have any way of knowing how to plan. He's got a new product that he doesn't know what's going to happen with that. Let me get your reaction, though, to the president's announcement, because what the Treasury Secretary said was that this is successful negotiating.
All right, guys.
Part of the plan. It's part of
Here's
the
what I want you to
plan.
do. Well, no, I don't want you to do it. This is not financial advice, okay? I'm not a financial expert. But I'll tell you what most financial experts do. They invest into, if you are consulting a financial expert, more likely than not, they're not going to advise you to make risky investments. And generally, outside of situations like this, some of the safest investments you can make are into index funds, generally the big three: the Dow, the S&P 500, and what's the industrials one? Why am I blanking on its name? Dow Industrials, S&P 500, and why am I blanking on it right now? I can't remember the name of it. I literally am just blanking. Regardless, investing in these like big three, NASDAQ, thank you. The big three index funds are very safe to invest in generally, because you're investing in like the future health of the economy as a whole, like a whole industry in America. And you expect the economy is just going to keep growing. And if you invest in, like, I invested in the S&P 500 too as well, Green Moon. So if you invest in, say, the S&P 500, you hope that the economy will continue to grow and that most of that consumer market will continue to grow. The only problem is when we hit a recession, the S&P 500 is the first thing that gets hit. Like, you can predict a recession by looking at the rate of drop within those big three, particularly the S&P 500, because it has to do with consumer goods and consumer industry. And so most economic advisors would recommend that you look at the state of the country, and if you have the wherewithal to understand what political policies will do to the economy, then you can pretty safely predict where the market is going to go. We all knew this was going to happen when Trump called for his tariffs. When Trump ran on these tariffs, we knew the market was going to crash. And we all knew that if Trump just let up on his bullshit, the market would have to recover. So I think, I'm not saying you should, I think if you wanted to get into trading, you should definitely not invest in anything that is not one of the safer options like the big three index funds. And if you're going to invest in them, all I'm saying is I would time it alongside Trump's shenanigans. If Trump is actively planning to do something that we all know is stupid, and we all know the impact it's going to have on the market, maybe that dip is a good time to buy. I would say that dip would be a good time to buy for myself, personally. And I would sell as soon as it goes back to a high. I would not hold that shit for a minute. Like, if you are the kind of person that wants to stock your portfolio all day and all night, like, now is the time to do that. And I would be doing it. If I felt like it, I would be doing it with the S&P 500 and just buying whenever Trump nukes our economy once a month or twice a month and selling when it goes back to normal because Trump pauses the tariffs again. Who knows how long he's going to keep doing this pause, unpause, raise the tariffs, tank the economy game. Like, if Trump's supporters at his request are buying the dip strategically, all I'm saying is, I don't see any reason why no one else should. It seems like the market under Trump is going to be very predictable. And if you're the kind of person who has wanted a predictable market for investing in, if you're smart about it, you could probably maybe enrich yourself a bit off of this information. Zan becomes a stock millionaire due to Trump's incompetence. I low-key could. I like it's actually kind of insane how, man, we all know that Trump's just going to keep on doing this. Like, the market has to bounce back or America's over. And at that point, it's like, who cares if you don't make your money back? So when the market hits an all-time low, if you have the money to invest, I mean, I'm just saying, I would if I were going for it. But not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not giving you financial advice. I'm just pointing something I noticed out. I'm going to buy at what I think will be the peak of the recession and the lowest point of the economy and sell if or when a Democrat gets in office, assuming we have another election. I would be honest, guys, I wouldn't hold it all. Like, maybe holding, like, if your goal is to, like, just dump a shitload of money into the S&P 500 and go all in or something when it's at its lowest, and then just hold for years and years and years until we go back into an economic, like, golden era, like under Biden, and then you sell. But the real money in stock trading, the stock millionaire guys are constantly trading and selling up and down, up and down. And right now, the whole market is on such a predictable trajectory that it feels like, okay, well, Trump's just outing his market manipulation publicly. Like, we know what the market's going to do tomorrow based on what Trump said today. So it's a good time to be a stock bro, is what I'm saying. It's right now is actually kind of a good time to be a stock.
Welcome to the ARK Venture Fund.
Bro, I hate to say it.
I mean, yeah, they called it the art of the deal. It seems like it's the art of stupidity. I mean, you literally are dealing with a White House that by the hour is shifting position, right, creating more chaos and confusion. And that's kind of the takeaway when I'm talking to folks back home all the time. And I was in some diners yesterday talking to people, and they're saying
they will short the stock. Can you short the S&P 500? I don't see why you wouldn't be able to, but I feel like Borrowing shares of the S&P 500, who would you be borrowing from? Yeah, you can? Okay. I've never fucked with shorts. That's something I will never get into. I will never short a stock. That, like, when people talk about losing everything in the stock market, that's where it usually happens. It's actually pretty rare someone goes all in on something super risky, it dies so hard they lose everything. That's not as common as people like trying to win big, high risk, high reward with shorting a stock and then they lose everything. Because with shorting a stock, your losses can be way bigger than what you invested. The amount you put in isn't necessarily the limit to your losses. Your losses can be larger than that. You can end up owing money. It's really, yeah, you could be devastated if you get into shorting stocks. I'm never touching that. No. You can short anything or buy put options, which is what probably happened here. Yeah, that would probably be what a lot of the crypto bros, or not the crypto bros, the stock bros did. Because they were confident, and right to be confident, the market would have to bounce back if Trump just lifted his finger off the scale for a second, you know?
To me, seniors are saying to me, I don't know how to plan here. I'm panicked about my retirement. They see their retirement savings plummeting as the market keeps moving up and down and all over the place. And of course, the cost of what they pay for everything is going up already. So he's now hit the pause button for 90 days. That doesn't address the certainty problem, right? It's still both for small businesses and, of course, for families. It doesn't tell you what's going to happen now in 90 days from now. We're just going to hold our breath and wait and see what happens then. This is not the way to run an economy as you decide one day to go after our trading partners and everything we need to buy. And then the next day say, we're going to reverse that. You know, I think the best thing we need is like a clear strategy. We need to understand where we're going as an economy in the country so that people can not be worried as they are every day about their cost of everyday goods and how they're going to get by.
So
everyday goods.
You said you were talking to some seniors in a local diner. The other thing that the president said yesterday, right before these new tariffs went into effect, which now mostly have gone away, was that he was looking at new tariffs on pharmaceuticals, which we know hit.
There are apparently people who just ride the market and don't sell. That's a valid strategy, don't get me wrong. And that's what you should do. Like, that's what you should do. I think every market advisor would recommend you just, like, invest a little with each paycheck in safe investments. Usually, like a Roth IRA is smarter and safer than something like investing in stocks anyway. But regardless, if you're going to invest into like the S&P 500, you might be advised to put like a little bit of every paycheck into the S&P 500 or the Nasdaq or the Dow Jones, whichever of the main index funds you choose of your choice. And you might just hold and hope for the economy to grow. You're like checking the news regularly, maybe the newspaper, just like hopping on before work, you go online. This is most people who do this. And checking to see what the state of the economy is. Is the economy all up? Yay! What I invest is going up. Is the economy down? What I invest is going down. People kind of treat it a little bit like a potentially higher interest savings account, where they're saving a little bit of their savings can maybe gain a lot more interest than the average savings account might offer. And usually that's the case. The economy is ideally always growing, and so you have a pretty solid interest rate of growth on whatever you invest in into these three big index funds, because the market's usually growing for America. America has a very healthy market under normal circumstances, especially compared to most countries, especially in the Western world, right? Like a lot of Europe and even like Canada don't really have a growing market compared to America. America's market is constantly growing, and that's envious for a lot of countries. For the average American, being able to invest in the future of the economy up until now has been something we've taken for granted as a real way to gain personal wealth. If you are willing to like engage in the stock market, like a lot of people who have their shit together financially, they invest in these stocks because it is a very effective way to maximize your gains. But under these circumstances, I don't know if hodling is smart. I don't take my word for it because I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just saying from my POV, while I would normally say, yeah, just hodl and just hope for the economy to continue to grow and your investments to grow. Right now, the market is acting like a shitcoin, where it's bouncing up and down rapidly with great percentage differences between lows and highs. Percentages of difference are what matter in stock trading. You get more money if the difference between your buying point and selling point are a large gap in percentage, not in raw number, right? And so these massive percentage jumps back and forth for the type of people who love to stock bro all day and just sit in front of a like Robinhood or whatever they use for stock trading. This is a dream come true, because they can just buy a dip when Trump is broadcasting, or like Trump is telegraphing these dips in the market so ahead of time. You have so much time to prepare to buy said dip. And then he literally the night before putting it in place, like before the market opens, will announce that he's going to let up the tariffs, and the market will open to a record high of the last like week or two, or the last week. And that's the point where you want to sell for the most guaranteed profit. If you just do this over and over again and Trump doesn't stop doing this, there are going to be people who exponentially increase their wealth through this method. I'm not like, there are going to be people that do that. It's going to be like the GameStonk thing, but a billion times more destructive to the.
Do you really want to spend the rest of your life watching ads? Yes, just download Pi. It's a free Google Chrome extension, and it basically blocks
American market pretty much.
Senior citizens the most. What do you make of that? Because there's no mention. This new statement is about specific countries, but he's talking about pharmaceuticals specifically.
Right. I mean, this is kind of the point. You just don't know when you wake up every day what's coming at you. If you're someone living in our country right now, and if you're just a family trying to plan, or a senior trying to plan for your retirement, or you're on a fixed income in retirement, and you don't know whether it's your clothing or your cars, your coffee, or your cheese you're buying that day, what's going to happen to what you're paying for everything. And I think that's that's really what I'm hearing from folks is I can't handle this chaos. And